Welcome to SIssues. We are two sisters with issues and a need to work them out, and we're inviting you along for the ride.
Here we are taking the big things we have in common. Our love for Outlander, inappropriate humor, and why people do the things they do. Mix this up with our dirty lady mo's, and this podcast is born.
But don't worry, we'll explore other issues too.
Because you know,
when you have sisters, you have issues.
If you are easily offended or don't appreciate the creative use of colorful Canadian cursive language, this is not the podcast for you.
Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to SIssues. I am Phyl.
Hello, this is our Mrs. Doubtfire morning.
Hello.
I'm Sher.
And I'm Phyl. And
you already said that.
But just in case they forgot, because it's been all of like 40 seconds. Right?
Well, it doesn't mean they have memories like us.
Yeah, okay. Well, kudos to you guys then.
We've done all of our adjusting. Before we got started, we were like, okay, have you done all your scratching? Have you done all of your moving? Have you done all your mic hitting? Have you done all your burping? Have you done all your adjusting in your chair? And we did the countdown. I think we're ready. I hope I don't sneeze. I hope I don't cough. I hope Yeah,
but you know what? It is what it is. We are far from perfect. And, you know, as much as we try and make a perfect podcast, it's not always going to come out that way because I am going to absolutely hit my mic at some point. We know that. I'm too expressive with my hands. So it's going to happen.
And you're going to yell.
And I'm going to yell because I just get so excited and just so happy.
And I'm probably going to talk over you, try to get you to be quiet.
Well, that's a guarantee.
Yeah. And yeah, this is not a perfect podcast because we are not perfect people and we never claim to be. I'm pretty sure if you go back to our very first podcast, we tell you that. So
yeah. I think we try and do this forewarning almost every other episode at least.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Not perfect. Gonna swear because swearing is Canada's official second language.
Yes, it is. It is. Well, we are back to watching Outlander to get us through this crazy Droughtlander. So we finished up episode 7 on the last one. So that means we're on episode 8, which is Both Sides Now. So again, make sure you get your Netflix, DVDs, whatever you need to do, however you watch it. Make sure you skip the recap from the previous episode and go directly to the beginning of the music because that's how we roll here on SIssues. So, Sherry, did you want to count us down?
You know what? I will in just a second because my Netflix turned off, so I had to restart it. So I'm going to play the I'm watching with you guys and there. Okay. I'm with you. No, I'm not. It just,
I'm going to have to go back out and shovel again here at some point, you know.
I'm having technical difficulties. So this is, I'm playing with you guys. So Phyllis.
Yeah.
Would you mind talking about your shoveling issues for a second? And then I can get my shit together.
Oh, that's totally fine.
I get my peep in a group. And
I also have to take the dog out for a walk as well, because I know at some point I'm going to hear her running across the floor upstairs. Like, I need outside. I want outside. And I need to go for a walk. So get your stuff on, get my dog leash and take me for a damn walk already.
Okay, Willow. We're talking about Willow. Willow is Phyllis's dog.
Yes, she's 4 years old. She's a rescue. She's a border collie cross, but she's blonde. She's not black and white. She's like a light beige and white, and she's just amazing.
Okay, I'm ready.
She loves about children.
Willow another time.
She loves cat. Okay,
Phyllis.
all right. Okay, all right.
I'm ready.
Okay, all right. Go, Sherry. Go. Count us down.
So when I say 1, when I get to 1, that's when you hit play on your device. Okay.
3, 2, 1. All right.
And I don't know why I say it different every time. I think I do it for my own enjoyment, and you can always just guess how I'm going to say it.
So now you have to do some research on different ways of saying 3, 2, 1.
No, I don't. I have a good enough imagination that I just come up with them as I go.
Now, you guys, I can see my sister on the screen as we're doing this podcast together. But in front of our mouths are these great big, huge black screens. And believe it or not, she has a gorilla over her shoulder. So
It's not a gorilla. It's a chimpanzee.
Well, that's one big ass chimpanzee. Let me tell you.
It's on a blanket.
I know. Yes, she's hiding behind a blanket.
And the only reason is because it helps like keep the echo down in the room because
yes.
I'm in a big room. Well, it's not that big, but it's big enough that when I'm talking, it's very echoey. Yeah. So I do this for you guys. The things I do. Yeah, and it's a big monkey blanket.
Yeah, but
I'm a big monkey.
I can see more monkey than I can see my sister. Oh, jeez. I was like, I hear monkey in the background. It's just my sister.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
I can do monkey noises.
Directed by Anna Forrester.
She's really good. I like her stuff.
So as you can tell by the telephone ringing, we are no longer in Jamie era.
Very good observation, sister.
Well, sometimes it just needs to be said.
And then, of course, everybody that got the wedding last time, they're like, oh my God, we have to see Frank again.
Yes, you do.
Yes, you do.
Because you know what? It started off Frank and her story. So why do we want to see I'm curious. I want to know what's happening, with Frank, like what's happening in her era while what's happening in his era while she's there. Right.
Right. I wish you could see my sister trying to get the words out with her hands. She's like that ball that follows the screen when you're trying to sing karaoke. It's like that ball. That's what her hand is like, in great big huge gestures with every single word coming out of her mouth. It's hilarious.
Had to do it because it's like
otherwise
focus,
they weren't coming
concentration. I like how he's just very smug about it. It's your job. How about you just do that? Just do your job. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
And even though he's, in his brain going, you fucking asshole.
Yeah. Find my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this guy is just about had enough.
Yeah, he understands a backhanded insult when he hears one.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think he's he doesn't have quite that strength to hold back as Frank does, and he's have a sip of tea and then you're gonna get it.
Yeah, but that tea isn't tea. That tea is whiskey.
Exactly.
And that was something that I found very interesting, that they had a picture of Jamie up there, because when Frank saw him, Frank only saw him from behind.
Yeah. And
Jamie turned immediately and walked away. Yeah. He didn't see his face.
Yeah. But that's true, right? Mm-hmm. That's very true.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's when it turns.
Mm-hmm.
He just can't hold it back anymore.
No. Well, because that would be the,
obvious.
Yeah.
Right.
But again, how many Highlanders walk around in,
1940s, right?
Well, and in that garb.
Exactly.
Right? This is another scene that they shot where you can't see it on screen so much unless you really, really look, where it's just
pouring.
raining.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that horrid mist that you were talking about before.
Yeah, and they said it was cold too that day. Just rained all day long.
Yep.
You know, they're special kind of actors. You know, most of it shot in Scotland and in that pouring rain. You know. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure. Once they yell cut, they all take their cell phones out of their pockets and go heat up and get jackets thrown on them and all of that. But you can tell by their hair, you know, the top layer is just, it's heavy, right?
Yeah. And I like how she was honest with him, you know, and honest with herself.
Yes.
That, you know what? No, this isn't normal. Like, this isn't the same feelings that even she has had with the people she's been with. This is different. Like, what's going on here? Right in front of everybody. Like, that's some serious hand sex going on.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. What else? What else?
But I did. I like that moment between them.
And just by the feathers on this arrow, he knows who's sent it. Mm-hmm. And, you know, if it was somebody that was really good with a bow and arrow, they would have got hit.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He didn't mean to, you know, hit them. He just meant to say, here I am. And because he can't yell, that's his message. And this guy's Simon Meacock, another great actor.
And, you know, he's different here than he is in the books as well, right? Because in the books, it says he has a family and, you know what I mean? So.
Yeah. And he, you know, that's another, well, it wasn't, they did use Hugh in a little bit of the same way, Hugh Monroe, a little bit in the same way as they did the books, but they didn't give him as much of a story as they could have. But not could have, because it would have, they would have had to embellish a lot of points and add so much more that it would have extended more episodes is what it would have done. So they had to shorten his plot lines, etc. for that. But again, here we see something that we see later on. In further seasons, which was really delightful that they kept that.
Yes.
And included it with Hugh's story. Well, there's our Gaberlunzies.
I'm also glad that they didn't kill him off like they did in the book.
Yeah. That was really sad.
Yeah. Well, because I watched the show first and read the books later, I'm like, what? Oh, it just, you know, because I pictured him as I see him, and I'm thinking that's just sad that, you know, he died the way he did. I'm just like, and look at his eyes. He has amazing eyes, huh?
They're piercing. So piercing.
Is it that they're so blue? Like,
that's something about, I don't know. I'm just going to check something out here. Talk amongst yourself, Phyllis.
Well, and I hate that, you know, he's so wounded and still such a gentle soul. Like, he has just this, when he looks at you, you just feel his pain, even though he's very upbeat, he's very positive, you know, and
when he has every
getting your
reason
tongue cut out. I know.
Having every reason to be a miserable old bastard.
And he's not at all.
Okay, he's from London. But you know, a lot of, gingers, a lot of people that are even Scottish or, you know, UK descent, they have these, when they have blue eyes, they have blue eyes.
And he does. They're so clear, you know, like they're not a deep blue, they're like a lighter blue. Yeah, love them. Yeah, love them.
Grant O'Rourke is another one who has those piercing blue eyes.
Yeah. And I hate that this is where Horrocks come in. Like, that is one character I don't like. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Glad that his storyline was up later on. Oh, I can't stand him. And I love this. You know, she really likes him. And
yeah. Well, I
know.
think it's because, you know, like attracts like.
Yeah, exactly.
Good people attract good people.
Yeah.
In that way. I was going to say we can spot each other, but some people probably don't think I'm that good person.
See, now they look wet. They look wet. They've been toweled off, but man, I'm zipping up my hoodie because just looking at them is making me cold. Do you hear me zipping up my jacket?
Yes, we can all hear you zipping up your jacket. Just make sure you don't zip your hangy chin.
Yeah. No, my chin doesn't hang that much. Ugh.
I'm trying to give everybody a visual of you.
Don't even start with me, sister. Oh, too funny. Yeah, he's trying to keep his, you know, thoughts still on still the possibility she'll come back and, you know.
Yeah. Well, it always made me giggle with the Reverend Wakefield there with his looks like this huge conspiracy theory board.
Oh, and it's got string and but you know what? It's so funny. I know he's doing this solely for Frank's purpose.
Oh, absolutely.
Because at the, you know, when they come further in the conversation, it's like, move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look at wee Roger. Oh,
little Rory Burns.
So cute.
Those cheeks.
Oh, my God.
You just want to eat them.
Well, in his short pants and his long stockings, it's just like.
Are they short pants or are they long shorts? I just don't know.
Right? Look at him. I want him to have the whole plate of biscuits. I want a cookie.
The sweetest little bugger.
Make me a cookie, sister.
No.
You know what? You're such a bag.
I'm not going to make no cookies.
I would like to have a cookie. Thank you.
Look, my cookies have to be gluten-free, and that's just no fun for anybody.
Yeah, you're right, but you can still make my cookie.
Why should I torture myself for you?
Because you love me.
Not that much.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Bitch, make me a cookie. Oh.
No.
This was a surprise for me, but, you know, it makes sense, you know. People always trying to take advantage.
Look at that ashtray. There's no cigarette in it, and it's burning. There's literally no cigarette in that ashtray. Look.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
It's a burning empty ashtray.
But there's a whole lot of smoke. Man. Yeah. But that was the time back then. Everybody smoked. Well, not everybody, but.
A damn lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they didn't have social media. What else are they going to do?
Yeah. And this is the first time I've seen him intoxicated.
Yep. And Sally. Oh, Sally.
Yeah.
Olivia Morgan.
See, his face there looks like Blackjack when he said where.
Well, that's because he's angry.
Yep.
And you know what? Sometimes little bits of our ancestors come through. Yeah. Genetic memory.
The eyes don't. The eyes don't look like him because they still look like Frank. Mm-hmm. But just the way he's holding his chin, it kind of puts his.
Yeah.
Now it looks like Frank. She lies. She needs to be burned at the stake.
She's just a shitty human being.
Yeah, she is. I think this,
She was probably made to do it by,
Yep. Of course, boyfriend or whatever, extort some money.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know about anybody else. I really tried to follow along in this story after probably, like 9 times watching it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't get you, Rupert. It's not funny. It's kind of boring. And I couldn't quite grasp onto the story.
It's just, that's kind of what they used to do back then, is they would tell stories of,
Yeah.
I think isn't that a story about the Loch Ness Monster or something?
Again, I tried to pay attention, but yeah, then I just got distracted.
I don't think it's the point of the story.
No, it's not. Absolutely not, right? Because he's got to continue on the story knowing that there's people out there lurking in the bushes, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they think that they can't hear them.
Yeah, exactly. Water horses he's talking about.
Yeah. Which is a nod to the Loch Ness Monster story in the book.
But they're all very in tune with each other, eh?
Yeah.
Not many words need to be said, and everybody's just kind of still doing their own thing. But yeah, exactly.
They're just making it known so whoever's watching them doesn't catch on that they know what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
And Claire's like, how the hell do you know this? Okay, well, I'll take your lead. But learning really quickly that she doesn't understand everything that goes around her at all times, but these people know. So I think it gives her an idea of where she is, what kind of danger she's in.
Well, you think the woman would learn from this experience that when he tells her to, do something to protect her, that she would do it because she did this without question, right?
Right.
But then everything else, she's so stubborn. She's strong-willed, not stubborn. Sorry.
Strong-willed, mind of her own. But see, I think what the difference was this made sense to her.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
She saw what the other people were doing around her, and it made sense.
Yes.
So some of the other times when she doesn't listen, Ned's so proud of himself. I held on to all of my papers and shot the gun.
Oh,
but
that's so funny.
The other times that she doesn't listen, it doesn't always make sense to her. So when she has two alternating thoughts that compete against each other, she's like, no, you're not right.
Yeah. Yeah. Ned was so funny here.
Yeah. So proud of himself. I didn't drop one book.
But you know what's so funny about these guys? It's like they live for this type of stuff. Like this is their daily exercise because like, whew, okay, all right. Yeah. Oh, that was fun. Yeah. Okay, we should do that again in 5 minutes.
Yep. Cattle raiding and, you know, that kind of stuff is fun. It's like Murtaugh's like, whew, did that. That was cool.
What else do you do in the Highlands?
Yeah.
That's too funny.
Claire's like, you guys are nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Again, still raining.
I think there was a few scenes where they actually had to bring in rain.
Bring in the rain.
Wasn't too many, but there was a couple. And it was like, why? This feels really strange.
Well, she definitely is getting wet. My gosh, she looks like a drowned cat.
Yeah, now she leaves.
And he knows, right?
Yeah.
He took a punch pretty good, don't you think? Maybe that's, he just has a...
And
see, he wasn't stupid.
Yeah.
He
And that
brought
thing-
that just in case.
And you know what that is? It's a blackjack.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what that weapon is called. A
Oh,
blackjack.
that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
He got blackjack in his pocket, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he would have stopped had she not
Nope.
said anything.
No, unless she would have literally stopped him.
Yeah.
And he goes to choke her.
Yeah.
Like,
you see, he still looks like Frank, but his eyes are more blackjack.
He's just, he's.
Yeah.
And you can see the minute he comes out of it. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He looked like Blackjack Randall for that second, but you can see the minute that he comes out of it, his jaw goes back. He's, it goes back to normal. His stance changes.
Well, and he's surprised as to how quickly he went that way, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he obviously, despite being drunk, at the bar, he had at least the self-thought to bring something just in case, right? And what, did he get that from the grocery store, or did he always have it, or is that just something they always carried? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he's one of those people that thinks, you know what? I need this to protect myself at all times.
Maybe it was a normal thing back then to have something like that. I don't know. That's a good question.
Maybe he's one just, military guy that.
Yeah, that's true.
Is on his toes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Imagine being in that, having to get into that frame of mind.
No.
And here's Mrs. Graham going, I know where the bitch is.
Exactly. No, I think it's like a lot of people, we hold on to stuff for way too long.
Yeah.
That'd be me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Been there, done that.
My bags are packed and they're piled up on that back wall. They haven't gone anywhere.
All the baggage.
Every once in a while, I go to the wall and clean it out and
get rid of a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we all do. We have to in our own time, right?
Yeah. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
Is to be able to sort through it in your own time. Get rid of it in your own time.
Yeah, exactly.
There's the knife or dirk or thick and do. That's what that one is.
No, that's a dirk. The skindoo is the shorter one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I wouldn't want to put that in my stocking.
You accidentally go to squat to pee and end up with a new hole.
or where Ned keeps his. I don't think that's going to fit. He'd be walking straight up and down. He would never be able to sit down.
True story.
I'm part of a Scottish group, and there's a gentleman on there that hand carves the handles and the holsters. He does an amazing job, and every time he posts one, people are like, oh, I want to buy one. And he's emphatic. You know what? I do this because I love it. I don't do it to sell it, but I would buy one in a heartbeat from him.
I love this where Angus volunteers to.
But he does a good job,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jesus.
Yeah,
Murtaugh.
You're such a
Your
shit.
Sexism is showing.
Yeah.
Although poison is a good weapon.
Yes, it's true. But don't put us past, if we need to get physical, we can get physical.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't matter how big we are. It's what you do with it. Just like a penis.
Mm-hmm. And I tell you, a little knock to the fruits and veg never.
Yep, exactly.
Is always something that'll knock you down.
Yeah.
And it's not beneath me.
I hate that saying, you got, they say to women, you got big balls. Yeah, well, you know what? They're sensitive and you can drive them up into anybody's body at any time. But man, our vagina sure can take a pounding.
Oh, yeah. They don't mind it sometimes. Yeah, it's a pretty strong thing.
Yeah.
And they consider being, if you call a man a pussy, they think that's a horrible thing. Well,
Yeah.
guess what? Ours are pretty freaking tough.
Yeah. Well, he does a great job, Angus does, of explaining to her,
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not
That's
sure
right.
how. Boonk. There you go.
Yeah.
Poor Willie.
He's always the butt of everybody's jokes. He's always,
Exactly.
Yet.
So isn't this funny? Like it's at the end here, he knows he's leaving. He sees her suitcase, but that's going to come in handy later because when she does come back, she's wearing the same outfit, when they were first at the Reverend's house, when they first arrived. So,
yep, there's something to be said for him just leaving it.
And I was surprised that he just left it, but then it's a final step for him, right?
Yeah, it's symbolic.
And it makes sense that it was still there the 3 years later because, Roger makes comment later on that he never threw anything out.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think he would feel awkward doing anything that with that, right? I think so anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Aw, their picture. See, now this is a different level of connection. This is now just passion.
Yeah.
This is just passion. So, everybody goes through that honeymoon phase, right?
Right.
So this is the honeymoon phase.
Just going for it wherever and whenever you can.
Just randomly.
Uh-huh. And he knows what she likes now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Well, and now that he's got a taste for it, of course,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's more of a, get away from the group for a while, have some fun. They're supposed to be doing something else, but you know what?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with a quickie.
And nothing wrong with a quickie, whether it be a back seat, a field, a glade,
an elevator.
Yep. You know what? Life is too short. Take your moments when they come.
Yep. When you come. That's the thing, because you never know. You know what? It's the same thing. You never know when it's going to be the last time.
Yeah.
So make him work.
Yeah.
Rutting bastard. That must be like the worst feeling in the world. Well,
yeah. These guys are disgusting.
They are. They're pigs. Total pigs.
Yuck.
Ugh. This.
Come on, Jamie. You could have just grabbed the gun.
Really.
Eat those little twerps up. They're just like so. He's fast. He could have grabbed the gun. This is the part I don't like. Especially when it came to her, he would have done everything,
Yeah. Well, he doesn't get, it's, I think it was the point of, like, Jamie's not going to be able to do anything because he's going to get his head blown off and he won't be able to help her. But
she can do something. Good for her.
Not just once, but
twice. Yeah.
And he just as quickly slits this guy's throat. So they're a team, obviously. Like, this is the first time that they've done something together. And this is what always comes to my mind when people go back and back and back and say, Claire's not a killer. Claire's not a killer. She doesn't have that in her. And she does. It's quite apparent.
It's season 1 and she already did. It's with purpose. It's not just for whatever. It's with purpose, right?
Yeah.
I love how feisty she is, like whether it costs her a position or not, she wants to have a voice, right? At least tell him all of the options so he can make a choice.
Right. Yeah. And she is 100% convinced.
Yeah,
She's been doing this. This is in her family for generations.
absolutely.
She knows what the stories are. She's seen this, like she hasn't seen it personally because the stones don't call her.
Mm-hmm.
However, she knows the history of the 200 years. She knows the history of Samhain and those times. She knows it was Samhain. She knows because they were doing the calling of the stones right when she went missing.
Yeah, exactly. And
she knows where she was when she went missing.
And in light of all plausible options, she has an extra option that, ridiculous as it may sound to everybody else, would make 100%
sense to her.
Absolutely.
And because other people have gone missing at the same times of year, around the same place, she knows this happens.
Yeah. I like how the dishes are in that rack in the back, by the way. I like dishes that are like that.
They still have those racks.
I know. I used to have one when I lived out in the country.
Mm-hmm.
I think it looks so pretty.
I would break so much more dishes with one of those racks.
Well, once you put the dish in, it settles down into the wood.
I know. So. It would be me putting the dish into it.
I hear you.
I would smash the dish.
But I like that. I think it's pretty. I think it looks nice in a kitchen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it would look ridiculous in a bathroom.
You know what? Yeah, you're right. Or a bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at her. She's just... Yeah. See, she's not... She's 100%. She 100% believes it.
And him, he's just thinking...
Yeah. Yeah.
I need to go.
Doodle.
This is... I'm making the right decision. I just need to...
go.
Continue on with my life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like whatever she's saying, it's kind of just tunneling in one ear and out the other, and he's just knowing his decision is the right one, because you can tell by how slowly he blinks his eyes, right?
Yeah,
he's still caring about her feelings, but
yeah,
he knows.
She's just validated.
Yes,
what he feels.
Yeah.
And she's and they're not beliefs, they're facts.
And Reverend Wakefield, touches her shoulder, and, it's not hard feelings, but, he feels badly for her as well. Oh, Roger, I just want to give you a smooch on the cheeks.
I want to eat his little cheeks.
Aw, he's so adorable.
First thing, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. He can't even say the words, eh? Well, because it's Scotland and it's freezing.
And she's in shock.
Yes. But she has the cadence to understand that that's what's happening to her, right? So, and she
just killed her first man.
Yeah. And her facial expressions are fantastic too.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, she's doing really good.
Mm-hmm.
Love her hair there. Her hair looks amazing.
Well, probably not raining that day.
Oh, just misty. Yeah, because her hair wouldn't be
No.
blowing in the wind like that if it was raining.
Mm-hmm.
So probably just overcast.
But she's just...
Oh.
And that's exactly how it feels when you've been sexually assaulted. It's, at first you're just frozen, frozen with fear. And it's a numb feeling. It's a numb feeling. And you just, if you start talking about it, it's just, you think you're not feeling anything when you're in that numb state. And the moment you open your mouth to talk about it, you're going to have every single feeling that you're keeping bottled. And it's just, that's the overwhelming feeling.
Yeah.
And you hold it off as long as you possibly can. And even though he didn't penetrate her, that's besides the point. 100% besides the point. It's the violence and it's the intent.
Yeah.
And you saw the way Willie looked at her too. Like,
yeah, exactly.
He's one of the most compassionate out of the group. One of the most empathetic out of the group.
Which is unusual for those times.
Yeah. But I think his youth has something to do with it. And the way he looks up to Jamie.
Yeah.
You know, I think he looks up to Jamie more than he looks up to Dougal or any of the other people.
Yes.
He has an obligation to look up to Dougal.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have an obligation to look up to Jamie. He just does.
Yeah. First official disagreement, right?
And that is one of the things that, that is just done to create this plot line, just to create this crisis that comes up. They easily could have taken her with them.
Yeah.
But because of the unknown of what, if this was a setup or if this was a whatever.
Yeah. Exactly.
They don't. But they could have brought her with them as far as keeping her a mile away.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But nope.
No. Stubborn.
Nope. Yeah.
When was the last time you were on a horse?
Winnipeg.
Really?
I have a healthy respect for horses. I think they're beautiful, beautiful animals. I respect them from afar. Yeah. I think I love watching them run. I love watching them run I like wild horses. I'm not a big fan of, I love seeing them. I don't want to get on top of them.
I love this, that he was starting to drive by and then contemplating, do I go? Do I go? And I'm glad that he did.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of controversy. It's funny. I was looking on social media the other day and there was this big debate. Did she hear him? Did he hear her? Right. Because the look on his face, did I hear that? And her too, hearing him. Yeah. She stops and then yells his name. So the controversy was, did they hear each other or didn't they?
Yeah. I think they did.
I think I agree with you. I think they did too.
Yeah. I think it was probably very faint. I think it was probably very, but that's the magic of the stones.
Yeah. Or at least I feel she did for sure. If I had to pick one or the other, I think she did because she can go through the stones. I think he did too, but like people said, maybe it was just the wind. But I know for sure, I think, right? That's all. Then that's not contradictory at all. I think she did for sure.
And Willie needs to take care of some business, and that
downwind.
Just means I gotta go poop.
I gotta take a poop.
Everybody poops. It's okay. We can talk about it.
Yeah, it's okay.
And this would be almost like an automatic, like where you really don't think about it.
Yeah.
Until it's in your head and you're like, it's in front of your face.
Yeah. Exactly. She's got such nice
she wasn't really thinking about running away.
She was just walking and wandering and looking around, and because remember, she didn't know where she was, right?
Yeah.
And I remember in the book they talked about a creek, right?
Mm-hmm.
They talked about a creek that had to cross to get to the stones.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the hill isn't that high.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But see, that's something that people, just don't pay attention to. Like they don't understand just how much special effects and are put into it, because a lot of it does
look at her face. She's like so torn. She looked back, am I really here?
Yeah.
And she's going to the stones, but I think she's just so focused in, there's a stone. She's not thinking back to Frank, leaving Jamie. It's just, oh my God, there's the stones. And that's why she's running, right?
Yeah, she's on automatic pilot. This is what she's wanted for so long. She's on automatic pilot and she's running. So that's just, and I think for the show, because this wasn't in the books, but for the show, it makes sense that, you know what? Yeah, they hear each other.
Yeah, exactly. And then I think he just dismisses it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, as his imagination, because refusing to believe, because he's an academic.
Yeah, exactly. Right. He just, chalks it up to the wind, and this is where he comes to terms with everything, you know? Mm-hmm. But do you ever wonder if they talked about it when she came back? I know that she made a promise, whatever, but I wonder if they ever had the conversation, because that's a conversation I would like to be a part of, when she said, I thought I heard you at the Stones. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I would have loved to.
I think because he didn't want to believe her in the first place.
Yeah.
I don't think he would ever admit that he went to the Stones.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just so funny, that they're there at the same time.
Mm-hmm. 200 years apart.
I feel so bad for him.
Yeah.
That is such a sad scene for me right there.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at him cry.
Yeah.
Because he loved her so much.
Yeah, it's see, she's responding to something.
See, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. See, why would she start yelling Frank?
Yes.
Like, that would be such a weird spot.
He popped out of it as soon as she got closer, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And now around. He's wondering. Yeah.
Like he turned around. Like, where? Yep. That's a response.
Yes, it is. And that's why I think they both did hear it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I can't believe they grabbed her just before she touched it, right?
But what would you have done if they didn't, Phyllis?
No, I don't know. Can you imagine if she came right back through while he was still standing there? That'd just be
mind-blowing. Yeah. And now it's like, no, I didn't hear her.
Yeah. And this is it for him. He's got to move on with his life now.
Yeah.
He tried. It was good for him, to stop and turn around and give it the old English go, but it's final for him.
And now
off she goes.
Claire's gone and done it. But yeah, I mean, that was just and see how it went from that bright, went across that stone to that dark.
Cinematography was fantastic.
Because it put you into the transitions, everything places. In this show is just, it's top tier. That's for damn sure.
You see, this is to Claire's credit as well. She's taking this time to contemplate a plan, right? Yeah. She knows where she's going instead of being, hysterical as, people stereotype would think. She's she's grounded. She knows she's got to think of something before she gets there, right?
Yeah.
And she already feels like she has a hand up, which is good.
Right. Mm-hmm. And now we're at is this Fort William? Couldn't remember.
It's he shows his teeth more too.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean?
Well,
Frank is very close-lipped and proper, and he lifts his lip just a little bit more when he talks.
More like a sneer.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Do you remember Cyril Sneer from the Raccoons?
No, I don't. I didn't watch them.
The Raccoons, Canadian show. Yeah, there was Cyril Sneer, and yeah, that's the cartoon version. If this is Fort William, then that's Black Nest Castle. Can't remember if that's Fort William. I think it is. It's been a long time since I looked these all up. Ugh. Ugh.
I know. But again, the whole lighting, keeping it true to the era, the time of day. And I just don't know if I would be. I know she has a plan in place with Blackjack, but man, I still wouldn't feel super confident.
I don't think she does necessarily. I think she's just really good because you can see the fear on her face.
Yeah.
But I think when he comes into view, she makes sure that she is like stoic and angry. She knows that she doesn't get very far with him if she shows vulnerability.
Exactly.
And she knows that he gets off on fear.
Yes, and she's trying to maintain her facial features, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that part.
Yeah.
That part I really did like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Another little tidbit that she remembers from her listening to Frank and the Reverend.
Yep.
Quite right. And they see it as, just a regular protections, not that one had something over on the other, and how duplicitous people were in this time was just,
Look at the carvings on that chair. Oh. It's not very often you see him frustrated.
Yeah.
And that was frustration.
Well, that's because not only did a woman get one up on him, but it was that woman who has already gotten one up on him.
But the thing about him is he just never, ever takes anything at face value, right?
Yeah.
He's still, the manipulative mind just continues to go and go, right? Even though he's getting this information. I'm surprised he actually let her do this with his neck scarf. I was surprised.
Yeah. Well, she thinks that she has 100% the upper hand.
Yeah.
And she's being a little too confident and cocky right now.
Yeah.
So he's trying to come up with a way to trip her up.
Well, because he doesn't believe anything that she says, right? He's already played this little game with her when everybody else was in that room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When she was telling her story to the other group of men. So he knows that, she is not telling full truths.
But so again, she did trip him up with Sandringham, and now he's got to find a way to trip her up But you can see on her face, she's like, okay, this is working so far. Now I'm going to see if I can leave.
Well, but he lets her have this moment, right? He lets her go on thinking that she has the upper hand. And
He's
then,
like, oh, shit, I don't know if he has a wife.
whoop, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah.
Now you're fucked.
Yeah. Damn, I have to pee. Don't drink water while you're doing an hour-long podcast, people. Well, not at my age anyway.
You can hold on for another 5 minutes.
Oh, I can hold on. Ugh.
Try to run. Not gonna
Why did
happen.
she stop? Why didn't she just like zoom past that little boy? She could have taken him.
Yeah. Oh, that was the one that got the joy of kicking her last time.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, every pervert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we all know that Blackjack is not a gentleman.
No, exactly.
What kind of depraved piece of shit keeps a rope in his desk?
Yeah.
Blackjack.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't going to hurt his feelings or anything, believe me.
Mm-mm. Not in the least.
No.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Well, all she can do at this point is scream, right? She's a good little screamer, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she does a really good job. You know, some people, I'm not a very good screamer.
Oh, I am. I'm not going to do it for you guys, but I can let out a good wail.
No, I can do like a yell up the stairs like Mom used to do, but I'm not a very good screamer.
I can do that too. Yeah.
But that's fun to do the up the stairs one because that reminds me of Mom.
It's got a good old cadence to it, doesn't it?
Yeah. It feels good just filling your lungs up and just
right from the diaphragm.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, him and the removing the stomacher so he can just rip open the tops. Oh, yeah. Just makes me sick.
Yeah. He doesn't, it's not necessarily that he likes what he sees. He likes having that power.
Yep. He likes instilling the fear.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, I know in season...
I like she still threatens, you're going to regret this.
Yeah, exactly. In season 5, you know, when she went through the whole rape scene, you know, she's been doing a lot of that, you know, throughout the whole season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
through the whole show.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, sees her knife. She should have pulled that out a lot sooner.
Yeah. She might have forgot it was there.
Yeah.
Damn it. Just a quick jab and she could have got out of there.
Now, this is the second time somebody said she had claws.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's it.
Oh, I like that.
And then this smile just makes me want to punch him right in his whole face.
I know. And then she's like, oh, thank God.
And that ends this episode. And do you know that this was when I came up with the word Droughtlander? It happened on this interesting time. I wrote a blog on our Bootlanders group, which was at that point in time called the Hewleyots before we changed our name. We had the name, it was a mashup between the Hewligans and the Catriots, and we mashed it up. But I had written a blog called Canada Dry, and it was between the between the 8th episode and the 9th episode because there was a huge break between those. So I made a meme that was the only cure for Droughtlander.
Yeah.
And it had pictures of Kat or Claire drinking from all the episodes that she was drinking in. And this blog was retweeted and put up on Diana's Facebook.
Yeah.
So it had something like 58,000 views.
Yeah.
And from that time on, every break was called Outlander.
That's pretty cool.
So that's where the term Outlander comes from. And I've always thought that it was pretty cool that everybody started using it after that.
I think that is cool because I think anybody who knows anything about Outlander knows what Droughtlander is.
Absolutely.
You know, and it's kind of cool too that even the actors themselves use the term. You know what I mean?
The creators use it. It's all over magazine covers. It's everywhere. So it's cool. And because Diana decided to reblog my post, and she decided to put it up on her Facebook group and all that stuff. So it was pretty cool. And people have accused me of lying about it and stuff like that, and that's okay. I don't mind. They can call me a liar, but
I know different.
I challenge them to find it anywhere before I posted it in 2014.
Yeah, they won't find it. They won't find it before then. No, exactly.
Okie dokie.
All righty, Smokey. That was awesome. Resistor. You know what? Unconditional love is absolutely important, I think, when you're sisters, especially if you want to have a good relationship. I really like this story.
Yeah, it's another one. Actually, we had Red Hay before from Reddit, one of her stories. I think the bond that she has with her sister is really, I think we identify with it.
Yeah.
A few years after my sister came out to the family, respect to her, the equality referendum was being introduced to Ireland for us to vote yay or nay. Throughout the time, hearing her campaign for the yes vote truly inspired me and encouraged me to campaign for LGBTQ equality. She was literally told to kill herself by someone online for being a lesbian and wanting to get married. Her strength and reasoning made me truly proud to call her my sister. I love my sister, and these are and this is the best story that I could think of.
Yeah, I love that. You know what? And, go sister, go. Well done.
Right. She is, her sister not only shows her compassion for her own sister. In the previous story we told, it was about their grandmother's death and her being 14 years old and really picking her little sister up by, with her heart. And through this and her own, being told to kill herself online because she's a lesbian. And Ireland was really behind the times when it came to LGBTQ rights. Like it's just the truth. But of course, like every other country in the world, they have lesbian and gays and bis and pansexuals and asexuals and just like everywhere else in the world. I mean, they're a part of they're a part of everyone. They're just there. We exist, and it's just they're a part of your community, whether you like it or not, and they deserve the same rights, whether you like it or not.
It's called the human race, people.
Exactly.
Human race. Human race. No other race. Just a human race. We're good.
Yeah. So, I mean, they deserve exactly the same rights that everybody else gets. So it's to see, Red Hay, whoever you are out there, I thank you for sharing your stories with us and with the world. And you know what? Your sister is a badass, and she's a resistor, and we're really happy to talk about her here.
Yeah, absolutely. So guys, make sure you join us for another episode of SIssues and our sister segments at the end of each of our podcasts. You can also go to sissues.ca to share any of your stories that you have. As well, you can also look us up on social media with